Will the Indian Navy get a new super carrier for defense of the Indian Ocean? Now, according to this report in news portal defense.in, France has now proposed co-development of a new 76,000-ton super carrier for the Indian Navy. In comparison, INS Vikrant is a 45,000-ton vessel. The new super carrier will be nearly twice the displacement of India's first indigenous aircraft carrier. Moreover, the reported French proposal envisions a carrier which is 305 meters in length and 79 meters at beam, again much larger than INS Vikrant's length of 262 meters and a width of 62 meters. The proposed Indian super carrier would be bigger and more powerful than even Chinese carriers Liaoning and Shandong, both around 60,000 tons each, and comparable to the latest Chinese carrier Fujian, which is an 80,000-ton beast. Currently, the United States leads the list with 11 carriers capable of power projection across the world 24/7. US is followed by China, which has 2 operational carriers, while a third is undergoing sea trials. India, Italy, UK and Japan all have 2 operational carriers for different purposes, while Spain and France have 1 aircraft carrier each. The new French proposal is for the co-development of a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier with India, which means the IAC-3 can be used for power projection all over Indian Ocean region and beyond indefinitely without the need to refuel, while it is also certain to have a much higher fighter jet carrying capacity than INS Vikrant's 30. But while nothing official has been confirmed yet, Indian Navy is pushing for a new indigenous aircraft carrier to be constructed to replace the aging INS Vikramaditya, which was sourced from Russia back in 2013. The Navy might not seek a service extension of INS Vikramaditya, which will be replaced by IAC-2 or India's second indigenous aircraft carrier, INS Vishala. Multiple reports suggest IAC-2 is likely to be a sister ship of INS Vikrant to capitalize on the supply chain and the know-how gained during its construction. But will New Delhi also accept this reported French offer to collaborate on a true nuclear-powered super carrier? As Prime Minister Narendra Modi completed his visit to France, French President Emmanuel Macron broke tradition by personally seeing off PM Modi at the airport in a sign of mutual respect between the two world leaders. India and France also deepened their defense ties. Reports suggest the two nations are now on the verge of finalizing deals worth 1 lakh crore rupees for 26 Rafale marine fighter jets for INS Vikrant, as well as 3 new Scorpene submarines to further enhance Indian Navy's arsenal. Reports last week suggested Macron may bring up nuclear-powered aircraft carrier proposal as well during his meeting with Modi. Earlier, reports also suggested India dropping its strategy of having a 3-carrier fleet for now and instead choosing to build an indigenous new aircraft carrier to replace the Russian origin INS Vikramaditya, which will keep the carrier strength at 2 for now. But undoubtedly, if India accepts the reported French proposal, it would signal a major leap forward for India's naval ambitions. It would have a substantially expansive flight deck of 17,000 square meters, extending beyond the main hull, which will be fully equipped to accommodate all kinds of fighter aircraft operations as well as maritime helicopters and drones. The flight deck will have ample space for an impressive air wing of approximately 30 plus Rafale fighter jets, along with a fleet of new generation fighters and 6 medium helicopters required for diverse missions. It could also accommodate up to 2 E-2D Hawkeye aircraft for airborne, early warning and control operations. But most importantly, an electromagnetic aircraft launch system. The EMALS system has only been perfected on US Navy supercarriers and promises to enhance the efficiency and safety of fighter aircraft launches. With this move, India could still have a 3-carrier fleet in the future to allow simultaneous operations of 2 carriers on the eastern and western seaboards, one in the Bay of Bengal and the other in the Arabian Sea, while the 3rd carrier remains in maintenance, overhaul and training. The new proposal is to use 2 K-22 reactors derived from the K-15 model being used in the French aircraft carrier Charles de Gaulle. But does India need a new aircraft carrier? The United States has used its fleet of 11 aircraft carriers for power projection and exerting influence all over the world, including the Indo-Pacific, much to the annoyance of China. China itself has grand carrier ambitions and plans to sail a 6-carrier fleet by mid-2030s, according to a report published by US Department of Defense back in 2021. The Soviet-era Liaoning and the Shandong were commissioned in 2012 and 2019 respectively, while the 80,000-ton Fujian headed for sea trials just last year. In fact, the Fujian is the first carrier to be equipped with electromagnetic catapults similar to US carriers. China is also reportedly planning to station one of its carriers permanently in the Indian Ocean. However, that remains to be seen. In such a scenario, India may need to boost its own carrier fleet to protect its strategic and economic interests and sea lanes in the Indian Ocean region. Meanwhile, India and France added a new dimension to their partnership in the area of civil nuclear energy as New Delhi agreed to jointly develop a new generation of nuclear reactors with Paris. Modi and Macron decided to develop advanced modular reactors and small modular reactors for civil use. NEA stated, quote, Prime Minister Modi and President Macron stressed that nuclear energy is an essential part of the energy mix for strengthening energy security and transitioning towards a low-carbon economy, unquote. With 300 megawatts of generation capacity, this class of reactors can be assembled in locations which are not otherwise feasible to construct larger nuclear facilities. France's agreement with India advances its plan to have at least 5 locally made SMRs by 2033. As per the Prime Minister's office, 10 outcomes in the areas of civil nuclear energy, technology and innovation, triangular cooperation, environment, culture, and people-to-people relations were also finalized with France. So does India need a supercarrier to counter the Chinese threat? Let's have a look at some more defense headlines. US President Donald Trump has announced plans to sell India billions in military equipment, including state-of-the-art F-35 Lightning stealth fighter jets. Speaking alongside Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Donald Trump emphasized deepening strategic ties amidst rising regional tensions. The F-35, used by elite global air forces, would give India unmatched aerial dominance, especially countering China's J-20 and Pakistan's potential J-35 acquisitions. Retired Air Marshal Anil Chopra highlighted its game-changing impact, which would fill India's stealth gap and once again reinforce India's air superiority. If finalized, India would join an exclusive club of F-35 operators, enhancing its role as a regional powerhouse. India's Tejas Mark II fighter jet, an advanced version of the light combat aircraft, is a major showcase at Aero India 2025 with a full-scale model. Developed by the HAL and ADA, this jet brings significant upgrades over the Tejas Mark Is, featuring a larger airframe, close-coupled canards, and enhanced combat capabilities. With assembly and development in full swing, the first prototype is set for rollout by late 2025 itself, followed by a maiden flight in early 2026. The Tejas Mk2 boasts a 6,500 kilogram payload, an upgraded Uttam AESA radar, and cutting-edge electronic warfare systems. HAL plans 4 pre-production prototypes by 2027, with mass production expected by 2029. The Tejas Mark II is designed to replace aging IAF squadrons, including the Jaguar, Mirage 2000, and MiG-29s. Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button, and subscribe to Inconnect News.